Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today we'll be talking about what you need to know before you apply for a Schengen visa. So there are about 29 Schengen countries, which include France, Netherlands, Switzerland, Italy, Belgium, Germany, and so many other countries. Please kindly note Ireland and Cyprus are not part of the Schengen countries. We know they are part of the member states of the European Union, but they are not part of the Schengen countries. So like I said, there are about 29 Schengen countries. So when you want to make your Schengen visa application, you would have to establish which of the Schengen countries you'll be making your visa application. It could be France, it could be Italy, it could be Germany, it could be Spain, it could be Luxembourg, it could be Belgium. So depending on your choice or depending on your preference, you are going to choose which country you'll be making your visa application. But I always tell people, when you make your visa application, please apply to countries that are tourist friendly. For instance, don't go and apply to Finland and say, oh, I want to go to Finland. Especially if you're applying for like third world countries like Nigeria, apply to countries that are tourist friendly, because when you do that, it's going to help in your application. So now, before you apply for your Schengen visa, you have to understand what the Schengen rule states. The Schengen rule states that if you're applying for a Schengen visa, you should either apply to the country you are visiting first or to the country you'll be spending most times in. So for instance, if you're applying for a Schengen visa and you'll be spending 5 days in France and you'll be spending 3 days in Italy, then according to the Schengen rule, you should be making your visa application via France. Let's say for instance you are spending 3 days in France and 3 days in Italy. This means you'll be spending equal days in both countries. So you will need to apply using the country you'll be entering first. So if you plan on visiting France first, then you apply using France. So I always tell people, when you make the Schengen visa application, please apply through the country you'll be visiting first, especially for the visa purpose. So before you put in the application, you also need to understand the visa type. So there's visa A, which is a transit visa. Then there's also visa C, which is a short-term visa, usually for 90 days. Then there's visa D, which is a long-term visa, which is usually for like work or study. So visa A is the transit visa. So let's say for instance you'll be flying to the UK, but you'll be transiting through France. Then you'll need to apply for a transit visa which falls under visa A. So let's say you are going to visit for tourism, then you'll be applying for the visa C, which is the short-term visa that permits you to stay in the Schengen area for 90 days in a given 180-day period. Also, we have the visa D, which is a long-term visa. Most times when you are going for either work or study in the Schengen area, then you are being granted the visa D. Now you already know the country in which you'll be applying for your visa. You already know the visa types and the visa you would need to apply for. What is the next thing you need to know? You also need to know the visa centers that takes this application. So let's say for instance you are applying to France embassy don't take your application directly. You have to submit through a visa center such as TLS, VFS, BLS. So for instance, if you are applying for a France visa, you know that you'll be submitting your application via TLS, but this differs from country to country. In your own country of residence, you need to know which visa centers take the application for France. But let's say you're applying through Spain, then the visa center that takes Spain visa application is BLS. So like I said, it differs from country to country, so you have to know which one take the visa application for Spain in your own country of residence. Let's say you're applying for a Netherlands visa, then you know there's the VFS visa center that takes your application. But just like I said, it differs from country to country. In a country, TLS might be taking France visa application, but in another country, VFS might be taking France visa application. For instance, France visa application might be submitted at TLS in the UK, but in India, France visa application is submitted via VFS. So in your country of residence, like, you need to know which visa centers take this visa application. So now you already know the Schengen country you'll be applying with, you already know the type of visa in which you'll be applying for, and you now know the visa center in which you'll be submitting your application physically. Then you're good to go. Then I'll say you're ready to submit your Schengen visa application. So these are the information you need to know before you make your Schengen visa application. On my next video, I'm going to be talking about the document required before you submit your Schengen visa application. See you on my next video. Remember to like, share, and subscribe.